What's going on, my broskies? My name is Toadskii, back again here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. So today we are finally back with a tier list video. I actually was hoping to record this a couple of days ago, but I never got around to doing it. But I guess we're here now, right? So we are going to be starting fresh from this list. We're not going to take like an old list and then just shuffle around characters. And hopefully I can make this as concise as possible. I don't want to spend too much time on each individual character, but there are obviously a lot of characters here. We have tier 0 down to tier 4. And basically any character that doesn't make it into tier 4 will just stay in this pool here. Because they're characters that are either basically not used or not very good. Because obviously we got a couple of different criteria that we have in order to place these characters, in my personal opinion. Remember, this is all, my own subjective opinion. So as for my criteria, there are a couple of things. First of all is the power of the unit, so how much damage output do they typically do? The speed of the unit, so how clear do they typically clear content? How reliable are they at clearing the content? What's their clear rate? Like, is there content that they legit cannot beat because of their captain effect? And then also their usability and versatility, so that is more usage as a sub, and do they see use on teams even though they're not fully boosted on a team? Are they still really that good? They just get put on every team because they're just really nice for certain pieces of content. And there are definitely characters that are like that, which you guys will see in this video today. So let's start things off. Let's see which character is going to be jumping into the list first. Rayleigh. All these first characters, now we're going to scrap all them for now, but obviously some of these characters do have really good support effects or sailor effects, but at the moment I think Rayleigh is actually still really good. I'm actually going to leave him in tier 2. His special ability is just so invaluable in so much content. I sincerely hope that a lot of you guys out there that have enough of those Sugo medals were able to purchase this character while he was available in the Sugo exchange shop, because he's just ridiculous, man. And the fact that he can attach to any Luffy to have one of the best support effects in the game just makes him easily one of the most valuable characters you can ever have in the game. I don't think his value will drop anytime soon. The support effect is way too broken, and his usability as a sub is still quite awesome as well. You can use him to clear out a lot of really annoying debuffs, and he helps you out a lot. And something that a lot of people forget, he actually delays all enemies as well. So if there is a stage that can be delayed, you can use him just to do that if you want. His sailor effect to reduce his cooldown, so you can use him multiple times per stage or per adventure, which is so useful, man. I love this Rayleigh. He's way too good. Let's move on. None of these are really super useful. I guess Lucy is technically still usable. His 6+ is just better though the classes are a bit different. But then again, 6+ Lucy's Free Spirit and Free Spirit are pretty broken. I think Judge is actually still kind of underrated. I probably would put him in the same tier as Lucy actually. His special is way too good still. Orb boost and getting rid of 7 turns of bind. It'll always be semi-useful in some capacity. This Dofi, yeah, I'm gonna leave him on the list because he is still okay. You can still use him, and in the same vein, you could technically say Mihawk as well, but they're not great characters. Like, I'm not gonna say reroll for these characters, but I'm saying if you have them, you can still use them for content. They're just not the best ones to be using. This Law, he's okay, but not that useful. This Bato is pretty bad, but the only thing that's good about him is his support effect, and this is not a support tier list. Rayleigh's on here because he has probably the best support in the game, and he's also really good as a sub still. Luffy Ace, I guess, because Free Spirit are still okay. Well, I say they're okay. They're probably the best class right now. They're still good, but Luffy and Ace himself are bad. You have to leech off of really good friend captains like Roger or Odin or whatever the hell you're going to do. But just in general, he's not very good. This Law is still somewhat usable, I suppose. His captain effect is really bad. Special ability to make other specials bypass defensive effects is still pretty good, but this Law definitely hasn't seen much play as of late. This Shanks, I actually still really enjoy. Would I put him in tier 2? No, I'm going to leave him in tier 3 for now. This Shanks is still hella good. Full board of orbs, attack boost, can work with basically any color in the game, especially in this super tight meta where you have to build, a team of one color to get the most out of your team composition. Of course, you can still chuck Shanks on the team as long as you got 4 characters of the same color. Shanks is still going to help out that team in some way. Attack boost, chain boost, just a phenomenal rare recruit. And then Akainu, I still think Akainu is really solid. He's still a really good unit for Garp challenges as well. Not really too much really bad to say about this unit. He's still very good. Corazon's still great. He's got a great support effect as well. Attaches to Smoker, which is pretty cool. Would I put him in tier 2? No, I don't think he's tier 2 worthy, but he's still good. Like, you do not disregard how good this character is. Would I though? Because under Shanks' crew, this guy's pretty broken, because Shanks' crew's captain effect in their dual form makes Quick and Psy beneficial. This guy's special gives you a full board that goes through block orbs into either Quick or Psy and gives you an attack boost to Quick and Psy. Shanks' crew, obviously, Quick or Psy, and the Shanks' crew give you the 3.5 chain lock, so lots of really good things there. Corazon's still pretty solid. Kizara is really good in Pirate Rumble, we all know that, but in regular content he's bad. Buggy, I'm not going to put him on the tier list. Obviously he's useful, but he's not a character that you're going to be using that is like in my criteria, right? He's not in the criteria that I personally list characters for in terms of how good they are. Yes, he's usable, he's useful to have, but I'm not going to put him on my tier list. Jimbei, I actually still really like. I actually used him a little bit during this month of release. I mean, especially with the Halloween Legends, which we'll get to a little bit later in this video. This Jimbei is really good. Obviously, he gives the matching slots to fighter characters, which none of the Halloween Legends are, but having him on the team to have his amazing utility is really, really good. I still think, considering how old the character is, he's still pretty usable. This Gear 4 Luffy's still okay. He's a Rainbow Captain, of course, Rainbow Attack Booster. He's just pretty generic, but you can still use him. Can be hybrided up with a lot of other characters in the game. Very similar to Luffy Ace, but this Gear 4 is just better than Luffy Ace, pretty much. To Zoro, I really love to Zoro. Actually, I'm going to put him in tier 3. I love him that much. He has a great special, and he has a great support effect. It's not as great as, like, Rayleigh, for example. Like, he's good, but he's not as good as Rayleigh. But he is a good unit to have. And being able to attach to Baccarat, so Baccarat, you get her utility, her orb boost, and you get this support for a 3x chain lock as well. Great combos there. I'm going to put this Judge pretty much in the same tier as this guy, though I think that the old school Judge is actually going to be a little bit more useful these days, because obviously this Judge has a pretty bad captain effect, and his special ability is different from this Judge, and in a lot of content, this special that this Judge has isn't going to be that useful, whereas the 7 turns of bind removal and an orb boost is probably going to see a little bit more play than just regular old Judge. Nope, Sanji's bad. I don't like chain boosting captains that much. Magellan, White Bit of Marker, I think I'm going to put him in tier 2. They basically never really see that much use anymore as captains, but as a sub, they have one of the best switch effects in the game. Well, I mean, as a sub, obviously they can use their switch effect as a captain, but their switch effect is one of the most powerful effects in the game. They have a pretty good special, heal, health cut, and orb manipulation. The orb manipulation is a little funky though. You have to really use like specific teams to get the most out of that. So that's the only thing I actually don't like about the unit. The captain effect is actually still usable. It's a quick insight, not a quick insight. I keep thinking back to Corazon, but it's actually sign int, and we have a lot of good sign int characters in the game. So, you know, if you like one of those people that don't have any of the int super types, you don't have Roger, you don't have any of the Psy super types, you could just go ahead and use White Bit of Marco as your captain instead, and that can still get the job done, which is really, really cool. Yeah, and obviously because this is Whitebeard, this actually classifies for Roger's super type actually. So if you want to build a side team, you actually could still use this guy. You actually could still do that. What else do we have? Corazon. Yeah, I'm going to put Corazon where Rayleigh is. These two are similar in the fact that their usability sub is amazing, they have great utility, and they have the same support effect. It's just one attaches to Luffy, one attaches to Law. These units are amazing. Considering how old they are, so good. Shiki's trash, NL's trash, Brook I don't like, but can do things. Sanji, not a fan of. Jimbei, not a fan of. Though I'm not a fan of Jimbei, but he is usable. Like you can't argue with that. With his 6+, I mean, actually this should be 6+ Jimbei. I actually need to change that. Okay, just imagine this is 6+ Jimbei, by the way. But yeah, he is usable. You can use him. Do I think it's a good idea to use him? No, but you can use him. Frankie, the same sort of thing. Like you can use him, but like Frankie's really useful for content, you know, with blowaway mechanics. But then again, Capone can be also used in that same vein as well. But speaking of Capone, I'm gonna put him in the lowest tier as well. Shooters are just terrible, dude. Shooters are so awful right now. I keep saying this pretty much every month, but shooters need like a whole month dedicated to buffing that class, and they never do it. They always go back, oh, more cerebral units, more free spirit units, more striker units, and it's just like they never give love to the classes that actually need it. Like Driven and Driven and Shooter are the two worst like classes in the game, and Capone is both of those things, which really does suck. Zephyr is also in that same argument. He's just not that good. Carrot though, I really like Carrot a lot. I think, would I put Carrot in tier 1? I don't think I want to put Carrot in tier 1, but she's really close. I think Carrot's going to be like a tier 2 legend. basically using her for speed farming. And if you're the type of player that likes to speed farm, you know, you want to farm content as fast as possible, Carrot's going to be your go-to, or Kaido or Carrot, you know, interchangeable in terms of, you know, which one you'd rather use for speed farming. But the thing about Carrot, obviously, she has a pretty big debuff in the fact that you're quite restricted in the classes that you can bring, and also you can't use her after 12 turns. So there is just straight up content that you can't use her for, unfortunately. And for that reason, I'm not going to put her as high on the list. But, you know, Carrot is good though. If you get Carrot, you should be very happy because she's very, very strong. All right, we got OG Snake Man. I'm going to put him in tier 1. OG Snake Man, absolute beast, absolute beast. So, you know, obviously, this Gear 4 here super evolves into this Snake Man, for those who didn't know. And, yeah, this guy's amazing. And he's been in tier 0 for the longest time. I think in my last tier list, I put him in tier 1. I think he also will stay in tier 1. V2 Katakuri, I'm going to put him also in tier 2. Tier 2, you know, I think is quite fair for Katakuri because under normal attacks only, he's basically useless. He's got a good captain effect though. You know, if you're attacking with type advantage, 4.66 multiplier is insane. But his special ability is much to be desired. So I really hope that V2 Katakuri gets an amazing 6+ in the future. I think sometime this year he has to get one. And what they just need to do is just make sure that his special ability still does something under normal attacks only. That's what they really need to give this guy. We've got the Cat Dog, Barto Cavendish. I think Barto Cavendish are also in tier 2. They're a driven base unit. Driven are pretty bad, but still a pretty solid unit all around. They have one of the best, I'm not talking about one of the best switch effects in the game. Very, very strong unit. Then we have Jack. I mean, I'll put Jack in like tier 4. Like, Jack's pretty mid, honestly. V2 Boa is not great. This Sabo is not great. I'll leave him in tier 4, but he's not great. I mean, personally speaking, I just haven't used this guy. I never really have used him for content. He's got a good support effect, though. Not support effect, sorry. Sailor effect. Makes recovery in tandem beneficial to fighters, shooters, and I think free spirit as well. Really, really powerful. Then we have this Dofi, who is pretty bad. He's driven based. I mean, in Rumble, he's obviously one of the most broken units in the game. But in generic content, no, not that good. Sanji Judge, I really love this unit. I think Sanji Judge are one of the best units in the game. You know, I put him in tier 2, and I say one of the best units in the game, but I really, really do like what Sanji and Judge do. Their switch effect is so useful. Special ability, amazing, because Powerhouse are a pretty good class still. They're not the best class anymore, but they are one of the best, and they used to be the #1, and this guy was much higher on the list, but obviously other classes are a little bit better and more diverse now. Legend Cracker, I'm still going to put into tier 2 as well. And we've got a lot of characters in tier 2, like a lot of middle of the road characters, but probably should have had like another tier to like separate these ones here. But I want to try and, you know, make sure you guys know the definitive tier 0 and then the definitive characters that are not as good, right? But a lot of these characters are just really good units, right? So let's move on to the V2 Slashers. V2 Slashers, I'm going to put them in the bottom tier. They're just not good. They're just not. You can try and use them, but they are just super. I mean, look, if I put Mihawk here, I kind of have to put V2 Sanji in here, don't I? I kind of have to, because they're basically the same thing. I mean, not exactly, but they're very close. Well, in terms of the captain effect, they're very close. Yeah, they're just not great. I don't like using these characters a lot. Even with the 6+ of this Zoro, he's pretty bad still, which really, really is disappointing. Big Mom, I'll put her in the bottom tier because you can still use her for content. I wouldn't advise it, but you can. You can still do it. Luffy Law. Now, where would we put Luffy Law? Do I still think Luffy Law are tier 0? I still think at the moment, yeah, I think they kind of still deserve tier 0. Really good captain effect. They're Rainbow Captain, they're Luffy and Law, so you can attach, you know, Corazon or Rayleigh as a support unit, and then you can have either of them as subs on the team as well. If you have support Sengoku, oh my god. For those Japan players who have no idea what support Sengoku does, dude, he is one of the craziest support units in the game. Because I know a lot of people don't bring this up when they talk about Luffy Law, but this guy makes Luffy Law so much better, because he attaches only to Law. Once per adventure, when the supported character is a damage dealing or a health cutting special, changes all orbs on all characters to matching, or onto the supported character's orb, whatever it is. So whatever orb that, you know, Luffy Law has, will be given to the whole team, and then adds 0.7 to the chain for 1 turn. Now, the reason why this is crazy is because Luffy and Law, when you use their special ability, they make Quick and Dex beneficial to your team, and when you switch, they give themselves a guaranteed matching slot. So you can basically have a way where you have all Dex orbs or all Quick orbs. Sengoku makes them, all characters' orbs on your team will become the same orb that Luffy Law has, and when you use Luffy Law special, you get a 2.5 orb boost. Sengoku support gives you 0.7 chain boost. So with Luffy Law and just that support Sengoku, you have so much going on, and it makes this character even better. But Generically, in generic content, they're definitely not my go-to. I don't use Luffy Law all that often. I use them more as a sub nowadays because super type captains are so broken. You know, using a quick or a deck super type captain with this guy as a sub works a lot better, actually. We got V2 Big Mom. I'm going to put V2 Big Mom still in this tier 2. I use her a lot still. You know, her switch effect is broken in the 10-star difficulty Garp challenges. Special ability still good in Kizuna's. Yeah, not really much else to say there. Sabo Koala. Would I still put them into tier 0? Honestly, no. I'm not going to put them in tier 0. They're pretty close, though. The reason why I don't want to put him into tier 0 is because I don't like the captain effect. I'm not a big fan of the captain effect of Sabo Koala. Like, yeah, it does boost Cerebral and Free Spirit, which are just amazing. But Luffy Law is a rainbow captain. Yeah, but everything else about Sabo Koala, like their switch effect is great. Their special is great. Like a lot of things about Sabo Koala are really good, but Luffy Law has a lot more things going for him. They got better supports. They're a rainbow captain. I mean, the damage you get from their special is higher. But then you got, you know, Sabo Koala, who are a little bit more restrictive, but they have a more unique special. They get rid of the negative and positive. Do they get rid of the positive one as well? I'm pretty sure they do. Orb enabling buff, which is very annoying. So there's that. Cat Dog, I guess I'm going to put them into tier 3. They're almost tier 4. They are not a good unit. They need a 6+, dude. 6+ Cat Dog would actually be kind of fire. I want to see that. I really, really do. This Akainu? Strength are actually still pretty good. I'm going to put him in the lowest tier. And so amazing support effect, by the way. And just a really good special. You know, full board of strength orbs, strength attack boost. You can still technically use him as a captain, but I wouldn't advise it. He's okay. You got this Nami, who is like probably tier 3. Very close to tier 2, actually. Color affinity, orb boost, paralysis, burn removal, like amazing unit. We've got Vivi Rebecca. Vivi Rebecca is tier 0. Now, even though Vivi Rebecca have a pretty mid captain effect, in my opinion, it makes up for the fact that they have probably the best switch effect in the game, and they have a very powerful special ability that completely removes all enemies, increased defense, and % damage reduction. You get color affinity to Striker and Cerebral for 2 turns. Yeah, look, I think this unit alone will help you clear so much content. A lot of people disregard it, you know, but, you know, you'll see in a lot of high difficulty content, people use Vivi Rebecca as a sub. And why is that? Because you get a 2.5 chain lock every single turn, and you get 2,000 additional heal every single turn. So we're using Vivi Rebecca, and you have, like, hypothetically, the, what do you call it? The Liberal Hind ship or the Aura Jackson ship. You're healing for 4,000, and you gotta have sockets as well. You're healing for 4,000 per turn with their switch effect active. It's pretty nuts. And you also get the 2.5 chain lock on top of the 4,000 heal per turn. Every single turn, right? It's really good. This unit helps out so much. So yeah, I think Vivi Rebecca easily tier 0 still, no doubt in my mind. I'm not a big fan of Shirahoshi Mancherry, but I'll leave them in the bottom tier because obviously they can remove just about anything. Stampede Luffy, I'm not going to put Shirahoshi on the list. Stampede Luffy's like a tier 2 or a tier 1. He's like in this bracket here. I don't know where I'd probably leave him in tier 2 for now. But he's really good. Does he get rid of paralysis and despair, or is it just paralysis? I think he gets rid of both, doesn't he? Let me double check. I'm pretty sure he gets rid of both of them. If he does, I think I might put him into tier 1 because that's really useful. Pretty sure he does. Despair and paralysis by 10 turns. Yeah, I think I'm going to put him into tier 1. That alone, man. That alone makes him, like, way too good. Plus, Strength X Quick. You can use a lot of characters with him. He's a Luffy character. More support, of course. He's a Psy unit. Works really well with Roger. Building a full Psy team if you want. You can use V3 Boa. You can use a lot of characters with him. He's a fighter, right? Yeah, you could use like V3 Law. Yeah, you definitely could use V3 Law. Like, there's like so many different options for this character. So yeah, I'm actually quite happy with leaving him in tier 1. Bullet, I'm leaving him in tier 0. Yeah, I like Bullet a lot. I just like Bullet too much. I'm a Bullet fanboy. I think he definitely deserves tier 0 at this point. A lot of people say, you know, oh, Bullet is bad because of normal attacks only, and obviously, yeah, that does suck. He's not very good in Kizuna. Like, no one's arguing with that. Yeah, he's terrible in Kizuna, but like everything else, he just decimates, which is so good. Being super effective against all types, all the time with a 4.75 captain is really good, and the fact that you can partner him up with some of the best characters in the game, namely this dude right here, being able to utilize amazing effects from all of these characters, man, it's kind of nuts. So yeah, Bullet deserves tier 0 for sure. Kaido, I'm going to put into tier 1. Under normal attacks only, I feel like that Bullet deals with, you know, normal attacks only a bit better than Kaido, because Kaido is a 4x captain to like what, 2 classes, whereas Bullet is boosting you know, 3 colors, which obviously you get a wider variety of characters, plus being super effective against all types still. Super effective against all types still is broken, right? It's just insane. So no doubt that has to happen. Katakuri going to put into tier 3. I think he's slightly better than the characters in this tier, and definitely as a captain for sure. Special ability is okay. I still like his regular 6-star form. I think is a little bit more useful sometimes with its special ability, but still a good unit all around. Halloween Ace, I'm going to put into tier 1 as well. He's not super great because he boosts fighters and shooters. Like, that's not amazing. But the really big thing about Ace is, again, it's very similar to Stampede Luffy and why he's up so high, is the inbuilt utility within the captain effect. Being able to reduce special bind and special reverse by 10 turns, just passively all the time, is way too good to disregard. He has to stay in this. Plus, he's a fighter and shooter, 2.5 attack booster. And he reduces bind by 10 turns. Like, so useful to have, man. So useful to have. No doubt. No doubt. Alright, Onami, I think, is like a tier 4 character. She's just super unusable. Well, I wouldn't say she's super unusable. She is unusable in a lot of content. But with the right 6+, this unit will be absolutely busted. But unfortunately, when they built her, they kind of made her bad. The fact that she doesn't go through immunity with her defense reduction is a big downfall. Really big downfall. Komurasaki, I'm going to leave into tier 3. One of the most underrated legends in the game. I'm going to consistently say that because she definitely is one of the most underrated legends in the game. What do we have after Komurasaki? We've got Lucci, Chopper. I think Chopper deserves to be on the list. I'm going to put it into tier 2 for now. Really useful unit to have. We've got Sober Mask and Luffy Zoro. I think I'll put Luffy Zoro into tier 3 as well. Tier 2, sorry. And then Sober Mask I'm going to put into tier 1. I'm not a big fan of his captain effect. It's good. His captain action is good. His captain effect, though, is not all that. You know, no HP boost, no damage reduction, no healing. He's very, very squishy. But when you use his captain action, you know, you do a lot of damage. As a sub, his usability as a sub is through the roof, dude. Amazing sub. But no, I'm not the biggest fan overall. I really need to pick up the pace. All right, we got Lucy. I'm gonna just put Lucy wherever Lucy is. We got Robin 6+. Robin 6+ is okay. We got Nami Robin. I think Nami Robin's probably tier 2. Pudding, I think, is also wherever Nami Robin is. They're very similar in terms of like where you're going to use them. Pudding probably has a little bit more usability than what Nami and Robin do at the moment. But I can't really put Pudding into tier 1, honestly. I can't see myself doing it unless if she becomes insanely useful in some piece of content, but I can't do that, honestly. Arlong Crew, I guess I'll put them in tier 4. They're not that great, honestly. I mean, their special ability can be used sometimes, but there's better units out there. Shanks Crew, I mean, everyone would not even. There's just no debate. There's no debate here. Shanks Crew are easily tier 0. No doubt, no shot, dude. We got Marco. Marco's alright. Mihawk and Perona. Man, that's hard to rank them as well because they're like a tier 2 or a tier 1. Damn, that's really hard to rank. I think I might put them tier 1. Yeah, I think tier 1. Just being able to generate a guaranteed conditional boost whenever you want is pretty insane. Plus, they don't have an unusable captain effect. It's actually usable, you know? They boost strength and psi, which is fine. Strength and psi, 2 of the best colors in the game, right? So, no doubt. They're Mihawk and Perona, so you can add some pretty cool supports to them. Kuma supports, Zoro supports, so that's really nice. What do we have next? We have Rayleigh. No, I'm not even going to put him on the list. Like, I'm not even kidding. He's garbage. I know that there's Rayleigh defenders out there, and I don't know why there are Rayleigh defenders, but he's not good. Stop trying to make him good, because he's not. Like, oh, you can use him for this content and you can cheese it. Like, come on, dude. I'm not having it. Like, yeah, okay, someone's gonna go out there and build content where Rayleigh beats it. I'm happy for you, dude. I'm so happy for you. More power to you. I don't know why you'd waste your time doing that, considering this unit is trash, but go for it. Waste your time on doing it. This character is not all that. But we got Whitebeard, though. This Whitebeard's good. Leave him in tier 2. Corazon is basically the better version of Mihawk and Sanji, so tier 3 makes sense. This Fujitora, that's V1 Fujitora 6+. I guess I'll put him in tier 4. He's okay, I suppose. Alright, here we get into the super type stuff. So super type Snake Man. Now, I've been trying to think, would I put him into tier 0 right now, or would I leave him back in tier 1? And I think at the moment, I'm probably still going to leave him in tier 0. I think Snake Man is still really good still. Even if you have a team that isn't even strength, you know, you can still you can still run it. It doesn't even make it that much of a difference. You know, Snake Man has such a great special. Super type special is insane. He's a Luffy unit once again, so that helps. Yeah, he's way too good. Sabo, on the other hand, not so much. I think I'm gonna put Sabo in tier 2 because again, this is like going back to chain boosting captains. You know, you got Corazon here, and then like Sabo is basically the best version of a chain boosting captain where the base attack multiplier is high and the chain boost that they have is much more minuscule, whereas these guys are in reverse where they have a really small attack boost but they have a really big chain boost. And definitely the way that Sabo is built is the better way to do chain boosting captains, in my opinion, at least anyway. Katakuri, I'm also going to put Katakuri in tier 2. Would I put him in tier 1 though? Actually, at the moment, I would put him in tier 1 because at the moment, all the Halloween stuff makes this character insanely good. I did use him to click Colosseum page 1, and it worked out very, very well, actually. Katakuri's a beast. You know, what can I say? My boy, Mr. Slam Jam, always coming through. Blackbeard. Where would I put Mr. Blackbeard? Would he be tier 1, or would he be tier 0? I'm going to leave him in tier 1 for now. Yeah, I think I'm quite comfortable with leaving him in tier 1. His captain effect is still pretty good, you know, 5 times captain to himself, 4.25 to int, a lot of health. You have hardly any recovery though, which is a big downfall because recovery is quite important, especially for high difficulty content. But you can still use him as a sub on like any other rainbow team and have this guy have a 4 times attack and orb boost, and he's still going to go absolutely crazy. As you guys would have seen in Colosseum page 1, we built like a Roger and a Shanks crew team, and having the ability to use him as a sub on that team, you know, you've got a 4.5 captain and a 5 times captain, and yeah, it's pretty good. It is really, really good. So I like this Blackbeard a lot, but personally speaking, I have found him to be not as great as a captain. Like, yeah, you can use him as a captain, obviously, but I found that I would much prefer I'd much prefer to use so many other captains over this Blackbeard though, because he is a slow unit. You have to build him up over time. He's not a unit you can just blast through content with. So in terms of speed, he's really, really slow. Same with Katakuri, really, really slow. But almost in every other category, I mean, both of these characters are super usable. So yeah, there's that. So we got Kid. I'm going to put Kid into tier 2. The dex typing is really bad, honestly, and he is also similar to Sober Mask in the fact that he has no HP boost, no damage reduction, no healing. All of that combined just makes his character just okay. But again, when we get more deck support, or whenever we get V3 Zoro, so Zoro Joy that just came out in Japan, he makes Kid a lot better because Zoro is very tanky, he has a lot of health, and they partner really well together actually. So when we get that Zoro, this Kid will be considered much better, but at the moment on global, no, Kid is just kind of just okay. Then we got Hawkins. Hawkins, I'm just going to leave him into tier 4. He can do, tier 3, sorry. He can do a lot of cool things, but nah, he's not all that, once again. You can use him to clear basically everything, but again, speed is a big factor, and he's just not all that. You know, attack boosting damage is not great. So a lot of these categories he's really bad in, but he is good for clearing content. Don't get it twisted. We got Garp 6+. I'm a big fan of Garp 6+. High chain lock, special bind removal, health cut. Captain effect is actually usable. He's a Psy unit. He's a free spirit unit. Lots of great things going for him there. Great support effect as well. Yeah, I think he's easily deserving of tier 2. Really great 6+. Smoker, I'm going to put into tier 3. Same as Hawkins. I'm not a fan of Smoker. I've talked about it extensively on streams and videos. I just think they really went the wrong way with building this character. We got Sugar. I'm going to put Sugar into tier 1. I have found personally using Sugar a bit annoying. I don't know where I ranked her in my last month's tier list, but yeah, I don't think she deserves tier 0, honestly speaking. You know, I think, you know, definitely people overhyping, including myself, definitely overhyping the character when I first pulled her, but I don't know, I just found her to be super underwhelming in a lot of instances. Like, even like on the Garp challenges, man, like, yeah, she can do them, but I've just found her to be super average, and I think it might not be her fault. It could just be like, because the thing where I found it most disappointing was on the Garp challenges, and obviously in that situation, you're running a full quick team, and yeah, she just didn't seem to be that impressive to me. Again, that could just be me using her for the wrong style of content that she's supposed to be used for. But again, the 10-star difficulty Garp challenges are a great barometer to see where the character is kind of ranked with other characters. And I have found that Sugar to be kind of just average overall. But outside of that, obviously, she has really cool effects. She's just being able to just get inherent chain boosts from the toy soldiers is really nice. But yeah, she's a Sugar unit, so there's not really that many good supports. I mean, like, there's like the Strength Recruit Treble, I suppose. There's not really too many I can think of, but Yeah, I don't think Sugar's tier 0, but I think she's easily, no doubt, tier 1. Like, tier 1 minimum. Tier 1 minimum, for sure. And then we got, what else do we have here? V2 Rayleigh 6+. I don't think he's a better 6+ than this Garp, so I'm going to leave him in tier 3. Then we've got V3 Law. Now, I still think V3 Law is tier 0. I'm not going to argue with you. V3 Law is still tier 0, dude. The damage reduction, the healing, the damage, his special. He's a Law unit. You can have great supports, right? So, yeah, I mean, it's easy tier 0. I'm not even going to argue. Just don't even argue about it. Like, he's tier 0. Kung Fu Luffy, I'll leave him in tier 4 for now. He's actually still alright. Alright, let's get to, okay, Roger and Odin. We'll do them first, okay? I'm pretty sure everyone knows where they're going. Would I put Odin still in tier 0? I kind of want to put Odin in tier 1 at the moment. I'm actually more comfortable doing that. I'm really more comfortable doing that, to be honest. Now that I'm thinking about it, well, do I actually want to put Luffy Law in tier 0? Because I don't think Luffy Law is as good as, like, all of these characters here. I mean, he kind of still is. He can still do a lot of the hard content, and you can hybrid him up really well. Yeah, I guess I'll leave him here for now, but, like, look at this list. I basically never use Luffy Law compared to everyone else in this list. Like, these characters here are basically the characters I use all the time. Yeah, and then, like, Odin, his captain effect is a little annoying, and his super tight special is not really that great. But Roger's probably the best unit on Global right now, for sure. But now we've got the Halloween Legend, so we've got Law and Mihawk that we have to talk about. Now, which one do I think is better out of the two? I honestly think, I like both of them, because I have used them extensively since pulling them. And Law is easier to use, I will admit. Law is easier to use. But I do think Mihawk is really good as well. I'm going to put both of them into tier 1. I really can't decide which one. I don't think one is like in a whole different tier compared to the other, because you have to take the whole character as a kit, right? Because Law has that cheese ability, he's got healing, he's an orb booster for multiple turns. It's all a really, really good kit. But then you got Mihawk, right? And Mihawk has a really strong captain effect. He has an attack boosting special for multiple turns. He gets rid of Rainbow Shield for 10 turns. His super type special is so good, and a lot of people just completely ignore it sometimes. Like, when you talk about this Mihawk, you have to look at how good his super type special actually is. Look, you do need one of the former or current warlords, or Zoro. Change all orbs into matching and add 1,000 times his attack as tap timing bonus damage. So he adds 2 million damage essentially of his just to tap timing, and everyone gets a matching orb. Now, of course, it doesn't go through block orbs, but anything else gets changed into matching. Mihawk is pretty strong, dude. He's pretty strong, and gets rid of 10 turns of paralysis. And obviously, Law gets rid of 10 turns of despair. Amazing. So this guy by himself gets rid of paralysis, and he gets rid of Rainbow Shield, % damage reduction for 10 turns. Health cutter, attack boost, attack boost. Yeah, dude, like, there's so much going on here. Actually, what's their support effect again? Attaches to Zoro. When you use a damage dealing health cutting special, reduce Rainbow Shield by 3 turns. And you got Law, for example. Like, Law, I think, is like he attaches to any int character. And when they use a special, like a damage dealing or a health cut, they get an orb boost, something like that. Damage dealing or health cut, you get a 1.75 orb boost to int. Like, Law as well has so much going for him. So, I don't know. I don't think that they're tier 0, because they definitely have their flaws. Obviously, being restricted to only using or only boosting int. Actually, do they boost? I'm pretty sure they boost the other colors, don't they? No, well, definitely you don't. Maybe it's Mihawk? No, maybe Shanks does it, right? Maybe it's Shanks. And he also reduces the cooldowns by 1 at the start of the fight, which is very useful. Yeah, I think it's Shanks that does it, which we don't have on Global yet, but I'm sure we will be getting very, very soon, right? Yeah, he does boost all other characters' attack by 3.75, right? So yeah, I think Law and Mihawk themselves are both in tier 1. I think Kozuki Odin's also tier 1. So that's probably going to be my list for now. I'm actually pretty content. You know, we actually did fly through a lot of the units, even though this video is still long as heck. I don't know how it's still long as heck, but it is. I do think that tier 0, tier 1. This is pretty much confirmed for me, for sure, in terms of the characters that I think are the best in the game that are going to, like, help you clear a lot of content. Obviously, tier 2 units are insane as well. Tier 3, you know, it kind of peters out a little bit more. But tier 0, 1, and 2, if you have those characters, you're going to be in really good stead for clearing pretty much everything in the game. So that is going to wrap up this video today. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.